Hey everybody, it's Eddie J on Crypto. Hope you're having a great day. Let's dig into it. We have a lot to unpack. So the SEC is considering limiting the number of rules for regulating the cryptoverse. Um, that's interesting, right? I mean, if it's just, if they're securities, why should you have abbreviated rules to regulate that space? Like I'm trying to understand that move. Would it wind up being a good thing or a bad thing? I'm trying to understand why you would abbreviate some of the rules and regulations if you're trying to regulate the cryptoverse, especially considering how hard you're going after Ripple. With regard to Ripple, the judge, hammered the SEC, and they hammered them in such a way that says, "Hey, listen, your case about the Hinman speech is contradictory and it is hypocritical." So I'm sitting here and I'm just going, yeah, the SEC needs change at the top, right? I mean, Gary Gensler just getting out there, on different shows, different interviews. Today it was, the other day it was Yahoo Finance saying, yeah, we're considering, a limited set of rules or an abbreviated set of rules for managing the cryptoverse. You're going to have to explain that to me. You really are. You really are. I think that what they should do is the SEC and CFTC should sit down, create a simple set of guidelines for what is a security in the cryptoverse, what is a security and what is a commodity. And I don't think it should be based on, well, from inception. No, yeah, but things change. Things change. Fiat in the United States was based on gold. That changed in 1970, right? So what's the rule for today, right? Not yesterday, but today, for the cryptoverse, for the various cryptocurrencies, not as a bag, but each one. Go through each one, starting with the top, like what, 200, 250? Go through each one. Which ones are securities? Which ones are, commodities? Move on. What set of rules or do you want to abide by and all that kind of stuff? What kind of reporting do you want from them? All of that. But stop going on interviews and running your mouth and sending out mixed signals and bringing lawsuits against this company but not that company and that company but not this company. Blah 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 blah. How about making judgments? I mean, Kathy Wood is waiting for a judgment on her spot ETF. So let's just come up with a real strategy, a real one that people can work with. Just saying. Just saying. Brian Armstrong, CEO of Coinbase, is saying that the company is strained. It's strained from its fast growth. I don't know. Maybe poor management? Maybe growing too fast, getting ahead of your skis, cutting too many deals? Maybe a couple of the wrong deals? Maybe that's why the company is strained? But you just had cuts over there at Coinbase, and with everything that they're saying, things like we're gonna start looking to limit team sizes to 10 people, 10 resources. Okay, but shouldn't you have implemented that from jump so that you can control things? Sounds like, smells like .com boom problems, right? It does. So hopefully they'll make the right adjustments and everything else, but I'm expecting more layoffs. I'm expecting that first one was not going to be the last one. So when I look at Coinbase as an exchange, doggone well how I feel about exchanges. Yeah, I'm not keeping my money there. That's the idea. I'm using things like Nano, Ledger's Nano. I'm doing things like keeping, non-custodial wallets on my mobile device, depending on what coins I need to snatch up. Not all, not all non-custodial wallets handle all the coins. So you're gonna have multiple wallets. Not even all exchanges handle all the coins. You're gonna be dealing with multiple exchanges. It's not to say that I'm not gonna work with exchanges, but I'm just not gonna keep my money on that exchange. Right? So that's something to contemplate. OpenSea, same thing. They're about to lay off 20% of their workforce. In a heartbeat, you came up with a number, 20%. So you mean to tell me that your company has 20% in excess fat that you can just cut that? Because they're preparing for crypto winter. We've been in crypto winter. Projects are off their all-time highs, at some as high as 95%. And now you're figuring out that, oh, we got to cut some people. It's how you cut people. It's why you cut people. It's where you're introducing your cuts. And I'll admit, their space is becoming far more competitive. Far more. So I can see it. I can understand it. But let's just hope they're not, throwing out the baby with the bathwater when they make those cuts. In a good move, Mastercard is working with Fasset, an Indonesian crypto gateway, right? Now, I did a video a while ago. Go look at my educational videos. And it's really cool because I explain the difference between credit card transactions and crypto transactions, and why crypto transactions really are faster, right? I mean, way faster. Just go pay attention to that. You'll see what I mean. You would think that at the register, oh, that transaction's done in terms of credit cards. It's not. That transaction is not done. That transaction, when you walk away from the cash register, still just tells that vendor, yeah, well, we think they have the money, or we think we can do this for them. We think they won't send it back. We think they won't return it. This is what happens. On the crypto side, at the register, depending on which platform you're using, it's fast. It's a fast transaction. That person walks away. If they want to return it, it's up to that store to figure out, do they want to return it, instead of going through this third party's, like Mastercard, Visa, they're going through this third party's rules. So that's something to contemplate. But Mastercard working with Fasset is a big deal because they are the not disinterested, but they are the third party intermediary in a given credit card or debit card transaction. Whereas in crypto, there's no need for that. Now, also, you have to understand that Mastercard makes an abundant amount of money selling data. I mean, they're not necessarily selling your name and things like that. Like, I've worked in that space before. I've seen the kind of data that they're doing. They're selling aggregate data. They can tell you things like, how are people 21 to 25 male living in a large metropolitan area spending their money. They can run reports like that. Helps with forecasting and other things like that. But they make a lot of money off of that. Well, guess what? As the Cryptoverse starts to take over, which is what's going to happen, right? If you said it's, that's 5-10 years out. Let's suppose even at far cry, 10 years. I don't think it's 10 years, but let's just say it's 10 years. That still says in 10 years, MasterCard's going to lose a significant portion of their revenue stream. So they've got to figure out, well, what's our lane in the future? Working with Fasset might actually help them figure out what their lane is. So that's actually pretty cool. I like that move. Snapchat, another really cool move. They're going the augmented reality route. Meta's going the virtual reality route. See that? AR, VR. But this feature that Snapchat has, bringing your NFT and the ability to overlay that on, in the real world. Imagine walking down the street and you look over at a wall and there's your NFT as a mural on the wall. Kind of cool, no? That is kind of cool. So imagine if you've got a boatload of NFTs and you can just be walking down the street and your mural's over there and it's over there and it's over there and it's over there and it's over there. Maybe in the shared or augmented reality that they're building, you'd be able to bring people in and they'd be able to see your NFTs. That's pretty cool. So I don't know exactly how it's going to play out, how this feature is exactly going to be there because it's not released yet. But they're saying that it could be released as soon as August. That's going to be pretty cool. I want to check that out. It just sounds fun. Now, in a really cool move, if you don't know, I'm a Yankees fan, right? I mean, technically, I'm a Yankees and Mets fan. I grew up sneaking in the Shea Stadium when I was a kid. Yeah, I'm that old. So I will always have a special place in my heart for the New York Mets. But the Yankees did something crazy cool. They've partnered in a multi-year deal with NYDIG to provide their employees the ability to enter into a Bitcoin savings plan. Yeah. This is on the heels of Fidelity offering the same kind of services. Now, I told you that like a few weeks ago that Fidelity was getting into that space. That's a very big deal. NYDIG landing the New York Yankees, that means that they might be able to land other ball clubs doing the same thing. But that's a multi-year deal. So I'm pretty sure that's a little bit of marketing, a little bit of this, a little bit of that. But to be able to provide those services is pretty slick. They did a study. They were in their release. They said that in their study, 36% of the New York Yankees are, in their 30s or less, and they're interested in Bitcoin savings. Hat tip New York to NYDIG. That's a pretty cool move. Anyway, if you like what I'm doing, do me a favor, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, definitely hit the notification bell, because it tells me and my kids that bringing you along on our learning journey is something that you're interested in. And that really helps. Leave us a note sometimes too. It's really cool. A couple of people have left me really cool notes. By the way, I don't know if you realize, but you might see comments by people with Telegram accounts saying that they made a lot of money doing whatever. I can't necessarily get to all of them, but I get to most of them as fast as I can to delete them and report them as spam, because that's what they are. I'm not going to ask you for all that kind of stuff. I'm not going to tell you how to do that kind of stuff. I'm just bringing you along on the journey that me and my kids are on. Anyway, this is Eddie J on crypto. I hope you have a great day. Bye-bye.